Okay, welcome to Verbling. Hi there, I'm teacher Oakley. Sorry, I had a little technical difficulty there. Actually, operator error. I wasn't logged into Verbling, so I've spent the last 5 minutes talking to myself in a hangout, which had nothing to do with Verbling. Oops. My apologies. In any case, in this class, we are going to look at present continuous verb tense, how it's formed, and how we use it or when we use it, and any students who care to join me will attempt to use the present continuous verb tense for the different uses, and I will, of course, help you out and give you feedback. Hello, Nader.
Hi again. How are you?
I'm okay. Thanks.
Miss you.
I got lost for a little minute there. Lost on the internet. You know, it's so stupid because I do this every week on Monday. Apparently, my sign-in to Verbling times out, and I have to re-sign in. But it happens to me like during a class, so I don't realize I'm not signed into Verbling, and I do the same stupid thing every week.
Do you suffer from this problem that the language is coming as Portuguese?
No, I never have
because
that one.
Every time I log in, I find I change it to English, then I find it again as Portuguese.
Really?
Yes, I don't know.
Did you contact the Verbling staff on that?
No, I don't think it's a big deal, but it's kind of annoying. But now I know which verb to choose to, which word to choose to join in, and which I want to choose to go out.
Interesting. Nope.
Now I'm learning by force.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Yeah, I know my particular I understand it, but I forget every single week. I forget that happens to me every Monday morning. And I forget, and I try to open a Hangout, and I'm sitting there talking to myself, and before I realize, wait, I'm not attached to Verbling at all. No one can hear me. Okay. Anyway, let's talk. We're going to talk grammar. Present continuous tense. All right. When and how we use it. Okay. First of all, let me do a screen share here, and we'll look at how it is formed. Very simple. The verb to be, of course, conjugated properly to the noun. I am, he, she, it is, they, we are. And then the present participle, which is to say the ing form of the verb. Okay, very simple examples. You are watching TV. All right. You, subject, are watching, TV, object, noun. Pretty straightforward. In the question form, as always, we're going to reverse the first auxiliary verb. That's a helper verb. Verbs, not the main verb, the verbs we use to create different verb tenses. We reverse the first auxiliary and the subject noun. Are you watching TV? Okay, simple enough. And the negative. You are not watching TV. Placing the negative not after the first auxiliary. Actually, before, well, after the first auxiliary. Now, of course, in English, we often are going to use contracted forms. You're watching TV, for example. You're not watching TV, or you aren't watching TV. Actually, to form the contractions, it's okay to do either one, and neither one is more or less correct than the other. It's probably more common to contract the not part with the auxiliary. You aren't watching TV, like that. Okay, pretty straightforward. First of all, first use is also quite straightforward. We use it to express now. All right, something's an action that's happening right now, at this very moment. Or, and then in the negative, obviously, that something actually, we can use it to express that something is not happening now. I'm not watching TV. No, I'm not. Obviously not. I'm here in a verbling class. You are learning English now. Some examples. Let's hope so, anyway. Let's also hope number 2 is also correct. You're not swimming now. Because that would probably ruin your device. Okay. Are you sleeping? I hope not. I am sitting. I am not standing. All right, these are very straightforward. Is he sitting or standing? Okay. Meaning, what is he doing right now? They are reading their books. These are all pretty straightforward examples to talk about right now. Before I forget, I also want to point out that we also use present continuous when we're looking at a photograph. Okay, if we're going to describe a photograph, the photograph is a moment in time, okay, which has been captured. Okay, so if you're describing a picture or a photograph, you would also use present continuous tense. The man is standing next to the tree. He is reading a book. All right, because that's what he's doing at that particular captured time. Very similar. All right, Nader, can you give me an example?
Yes, I'm walking at the moment.
Yeah, you are. Okay, I'm walking.
Literally walking. But that advice regarding photographs, I guess it's very beneficial for those, especially for those who are going for exams and they have to describe photos and pictures.
Yes, that's exactly right. And I usually preface that information by saying that, so thank you. That's exactly right. It's very useful for anybody who has to describe a picture for an examination. This does happen in some different standardized English exams or tests. So absolutely, you should be using the present continuous in those cases. All right, I'm walking at the moment, okay? This is very simple, what you're doing right now or in a picture. Okay, I'm going to get progressively just a little bit more complicated. Longer actions in progress now. Okay, grasp this concept if you can. Please try to understand that now in English does not necessarily mean now. This second. In fact, it would not be unusual to hear somebody in English say, "Do you mean now?" Like, oh yeah, I have heard that many times in my life. Oh, you meant now. Yeah.
I told you before that we say that now is the voice of the cat. We don't say meow. We say now. So a cat does like now.
Oh, you mean right now?
Okay.
This is actually a very stupid thing in English, to tell you the truth, because even English speakers sometimes say, "Oh, you meant right now." I didn't understand. I thought you meant the broader sort of in progress now.
So maybe that's why I hear so many people say right now.
Indeed, it is. That's exactly right. That's why we have to clarify it. Exactly correct. Yeah, maybe it's obvious in context, but maybe not. So that is exactly why you hear people say right now. I need to get this done right now. Let me welcome Edwin to the class. Hello, Edwin.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Sí, hello. Yes.
3 hellos. Yeah. Okay. Hi. Welcome to the class. All right. We're looking at a present continuous tense, Edwin, and we're trying to grasp the concept in English. Now does not necessarily mean this second. It can mean today, this month, this year, or even this century. Believe it or not. Okay, but when we mean now this way, we often use present continuous to show that we're in the process. So looking at the diagram, it's a long process which has continued. Starting in the past, it's continuing now, and most likely will continue into the future.
Yes, and then if we use now in a broader sense, we can say so people now go to schools without books, so we don't have to use this present continuous, right?
That's right. That's true. Absolutely correct. Now people, okay, that's a very good example. Now people go to school without books. They just bring a device, okay? Sure. But, okay, I could say now students are going to school without books. I could say it that way too, actually. It would still be correct. Either way.
Yes. Yes, sure. You can use your use is correct. I'm just asking about the use of present simple.
Okay. An additional point, which must be taken into account, is this longer action represented by the red line you see here. This could be in progress. However, we might not be doing it at this exact second. All right. So, for example, we're going to look at examples. All of the sentences in the following examples could be said while I'm sitting and having dinner with you. All right. Oh, by the way, I'm studying to become a doctor. Okay, obviously not right now. Right now, I'm eating my lasagna. Not now. Okay. The idea being there's a longer process going on. Or negatively, I'm not studying to become a dentist. Very common to use talking about reading, because of course reading a book takes quite a chunk of time, and you can be in the middle of a book. I pretty much am all my life. Every day I'm in the middle of reading some book or another. So it would be very common for me to say I'm reading the book Tom Sawyer. Okay? Or negatively, I'm not reading any books right now. Question form, are you working on any special projects at work? Okay, sort of, are you in the middle of a project at work? Would be another way to say exactly the same thing, actually, just using different words. Or negative, aren't you teaching at the university now? A negative question. Okay. So, tell me about something you are in the process of doing now, but it's a long process. Okay, a longer action in progress now. Edwin,
Yes.
can you try to give me a sentence?
Are you studying English in the website now? Website now?
Okay, you're giving me a question form. That's all right. Are you studying English?
On the website now?
Like that. Okay. Are you studying English on the website now? Okay, that could work. Now, you know, I just want to say it depends on the context when and where you're saying this. You could be meaning right now, or you could be meaning your meaning could be, is this an ongoing event? All right. Okay, that works. There's no problem with that question. Nader, can you tell me about something you're doing longer term, a longer action?
I'm living in Saudi Arabia.
Okay, well that works. Okay. And so, okay, the now is implied, or okay. Now, of course, you can say I'm living in Saudi Arabia, or obviously you can say simple present, I live in Saudi Arabia. Doesn't really. All right. The difference. What is the difference? Okay.
I guess temporarily, if you're living in Saudi Arabia and you use present continuous, maybe it may imply that you are living there temporarily and you are going home later.
Indeed. Right. It means
which is the case.
Which is the case. So it is proper in your case. All right. So just like the red line, maybe you weren't. It does imply that you weren't born there. It implies that this action started in the past, most likely will continue sometime in the future, but will also end in the future. That's exactly right. I live in Saudi Arabia. It's just a state. It's the way it is. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Exactly. Okay.
Well, so I guess if you use the second one, I live in Saudi Arabia, it may mean that you will live in future, but it doesn't give much information as the first one.
That is true. It just basically says what the state is right now. Kind of like saying the sky is blue. I mean, okay, that's the way it is today. We don't know about tomorrow, but that's the way it is today. All right. Okay. Use number 3. We also use the present continuous to indicate that something will or will not happen in the near future. So we can use present continuous to talk about the future. For example, I am meeting some friends after work. Very normal thing to say. I am not going to the party tonight. Is he visiting his parents next weekend? Isn't he coming with us tonight? Okay, all of these examples here, there is an implication, there's an inference that these are all planned, that this is a plan. I have already previously decided to do this. So, you know, if suddenly right now I decided to meet friends after work, hey, why don't I meet you guys after work? I will, hey, I know, I will meet you after work. I would probably use simple future tense if I just now thought of this idea. Okay. The implication here with all these examples is that the speaker has thought about it before. All right, it's not an idea they're having right now. So, more or less a plan. All right, well, let's try this one. Edwin.
Yes?
Do you have any plans for later today? Or tonight or tomorrow morning? What time is it where you are, Edwin?
I am 9:27 p.m.
Okay. PM. So
PM, yeah, PM.
Nighttime.
Night.
I thought so. Okay.
20,
All right.
27.
Well, there you go. Well, what are you doing tomorrow?
Well, I'm I ain't going to work.
Is that your plan?
Yes, I ain't going to work. I ain't going to work.
All right.
But I don't know. But before I have to let my children stay or school.
Okay. Okay. So I am taking my children to work. To work, I mean to school. To work.
Have you ever taken your children to work?
Who?
Excuse me?
Me or Edwin?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Edwin, have you ever taken your children to work?
Yes, I have, I have,
Okay.
I have with me.
All right. And I can't. I work at home, so yes, for me, can't help it. I open the door. There they are.
If my kids live with me, if I am taking, it's right.
Okay.
My children all, and because they go with me,
Uh huh.
it's
Okay.
right. It's right to say I am taking my children to school in the morning.
Yeah. This would be normal. You take your children places.
Okay.
Uh huh.
Even they live with me in the
Yep.
same house.
Sure.
It's right. Okay.
Yeah.
I am taking my children to school in the morning.
Sure.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And we would. Okay. It would be very common to add this prepositional phrase to say time. This is very normal because we're not doing it right now. So actually, you notice in the examples there's always some sort of indicator after work, tonight, next weekend, tonight. Okay, so it's very common with this use, talking about the future, to use some kind of time indicator to make it very clear that you're talking about the future. Nader, what are you doing later today? It's morning for you.
I'm dining out with a friend of mine tonight.
Nice. Great. Wonderful. And
Actually,
of
this is
course,
not true, but just for the sake of the example.
right. Okay, it's a good example. And also, it helps me show to dine out. It shows another important note. Phrasal verbs, those are verbs with a verb and a preposition, which then becomes an adverbial particle. They work the same exact way. They can be any verb tense, just like normal one-word verbs. And this is what it would look like in a present to dine out. This is how it would appear in a present continuous form. So yeah, it's a great example. Okay, very good. But wait,
Teacher,
that's
I
not
have
all.
a question.
Yes.
Uh, if, if I say, for example, a friend tonight is not correct, if I have to say a friend of mine.
No, it's a little clearer to say a friend of mine. I'm
Okay.
dining out with a friend tonight is perfectly okay.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
either way is okay. Sure. Okay. Yet another use, repetition and irritation with always. This is sort of a special thing. All right. Uh, Particularly with the words always or constantly expresses the idea something irritates the speaker, whoever's saying it, irritates or shocks. Shocked because it often happens. the meaning is like simple present, okay, but there's definitely negative emotion. Maybe it's very common to use this being in a sarcastic way because you're being sarcastic because it's irritating or you can't believe it. I can't believe he's always picking his nose. It's disgusting. All right, it's a little shocking. It's a little irritating. It's definitely not good. Okay, it looks like something like this. Do you notice the placement of always or constantly is between the verb to be and the verb, the present participle. So, for example, she and verb construction, she is always coming to class late. All right, whoever's speaking this is a little irritated or shocked or surprised. He's constantly talking. Okay, these kinds of statements are definitely going to have, definitely going to be using more intonation. Oh my God, he's constantly talking. I wish he would shut up. Okay, there's going to be.
He shut up. Oh,
Yeah.
teacher, but I don't know, but maybe these sentences maybe will be good if in the first sentence is he, in the second sentence is she, because he is always coming to class. The man coming always to class late, and the she is constantly talking.
Okay.
You know what I mean? No.
Not sure what your question is. Are you talking about placement of always?
I was talking that the ladies is constantly talking.
Oh, you're concerned about the he and the she.
Yeah, because she is constantly talking.
Okay. Well, I can't even address that. Edwin, I can't say anything about that. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know.
She is constantly talking.
Yeah, I see understand what you're saying. Okay.
Okay.
I don't like them because they are always complaining. Okay.
I don't like them because they are always complaining. What complaining mean? Complaining.
Complaining. Um, oh, my food's too hot, and you didn't cook the beans enough, and why is there so much garlic in the rice? Oh, that's going to make my breath smell bad. I just can't eat this. Just get me a glass of juice. Oh, you didn't put ice in my juice, Edwin. Why didn't you put ice in my juice? You know I like ice in my juice. Wah, wah, wah. Complain. To complain is to, not be happy with anything and to express the idea that you're not happy is to complain.
When people always be according to about the talking.
Yeah, well, they're always complaining. They don't have anything nice to say, so don't say anything at all. Like you're always complaining. Nothing's ever right, and you tell everybody all the time. It's too hot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Complaining. All right, complaining. Like I don't know, maybe like the wife, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Could be. Okay, Edwin, you want to try to form a sentence with always or constantly? Talk about something maybe that's annoying.
Constantly.
Yeah.
Is constantly. Okay. What my my children always is uh, talking about the buy anything to to then.
The what?
About, he's talking about to buy, about to buy anything.
Okay, we got some work to do here.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. To buy anything. Hey,
Okay,
I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that. Okay.
I understand.
Okay.
First of all, notice where the verb to be and always is. Okay, the verb to be has to be in front of always. All right, and also, so we have to fix that. Also, my children are plural. All right. So Edwin, instead of
Yeah.
is, what should we have?
Mm,
Okay,
are.
he, she, are. There you got it.
Are.
Yeah. Always talking about
Oh, it's not
about
about to buy? No.
probably no instead of
To buy.
to
About
buy,
buying. About buying.
and we probably wouldn't say anything about buying things there.
About buying things. All right. About
Children are
buying
always
things.
talking about buying things.
Buying
Okay.
things. Okay. The children are always talking about buying things.
Yep.
All right. Yeah.
Okay, and there's an implication here that this annoys you. Gee, why would that annoy you? Okay, I can understand. Okay, Nader, can you give me an
He's all yes.
yeah?
He's constantly taking unnecessary risks, as if he
Oh,
has a death wish or something.
yeah. Okay. He's constantly taking unnecessary risks. How do you spell unnecessary? It's not like that. There we go. All right. Very good. Notice I've contracted he is. Is there. It's just contracted as part of he. This would be a much more natural way to actually say it, speaking. He's constantly taking unnecessary risks. This is okay. Maybe it's annoying to you, but maybe it's surprising. You can't understand it.
Maybe it's annoying.
Maybe both. Maybe one or the
If
other. Or
if
maybe
you are
both.
his wife, it may annoy you. If you are his friend, it may surprise you.
Exactly. Thank you.
It depends. Yes.
That's what I was trying to say. Exactly. Very good.
So can you say use it positively, like he's always trying to help his friends?
Yes. He's always, yeah. He's always trying to help his friends. Okay. Yes, it can, but it's a lot
It's not
more
the normal use.
usual. Not normal, but I guess it's grammatically correct. He's always trying to.
I'm talking about semantically.
Semantically, it's unusual.
Yeah, that's.
It's unusual because we would probably say he always helps his friends, as if it was a state. We would probably use simple present to describe good things about a person. Okay, she always comes to class on time. All right. For example, I never hear her complain. That would be much more normal. So.
But I feel that given the present continuous, like it has like more emotional impact. He's always trying to help his friends, and he's always like this.
It's exaggerated, right? Because you're using these absolutes, or almost absolute, constantly, always. Yeah, it's exaggerated. That's correct. So we definitely always tend, English is like that. It tends to exaggerate the negative. It's true. It is true. It says something about English-speaking culture, I guess. One thing, when you're talking about continuous verbs, you must be aware of this nasty little thing in English. We have something called non-continuous verbs and another similar thing called mixed verbs. Non-continuous verbs cannot be used in any continuous tenses. Well, according to the grammar police, they cannot. You will hear them used by native speakers accidentally, or even sometimes on purpose. They're not, technically speaking, grammatically, you're not supposed to do this. And sometimes it sounds very strange, in particular with some of the mixed verbs. Instead of using a present continuous, you would default to a simple present. For example, you really should not use this form, is loving. I really should not say she is loving this chocolate ice cream. Technically speaking, this is not correct. However, McDonald's had a campaign, or may currently be running this campaign, in which they sing a little song. They have a slogan: McDonald's, I'm loving it. This is grammatically incorrect. McDonald's, you're blowing it.
Yes, so we have the same slogan here.
Yeah, well, it's terrible. It's bad English. So,
So what is the purpose of using it?
I don't know. I guess it's memorable because it's different. I don't know. I wonder where, what, how McDonald's figured out the marketing strategy for this. I really am curious about the psychology and
McDonald's
how and
is
why they decided to
an evil guy.
Yeah. Well,
Because he's trying to, ruin English. He's trying to ruin people's health.
That guy is such a clown. Yeah, that Ronald McDonald, he's such a clown. Yeah, that's true. Okay. All right. Right. So we would normally default to the present, simple present. She loves this chocolate ice cream is grammatically speaking correct. Not only present continuous, she was loving, she will be loving, no, and no. So, love, hate, adore, many of these feelings, kind of verbs which describe a state, usually state of emotion. For example, these are usually non-continuous verbs. Then there are mixed verbs. Okay, just as an example, I can say mixed verbs means sometimes it's okay. For example, if you remember our use of present continuous to talk about the future. All right, I'm having a party next. Nothing wrong with that sentence. I'm having a party next Saturday, but I cannot say I'm having a new bike. That does not compute. That is incorrect. So instead, we would have to say, I have a new bike. That's a mixed verb, so it depends on how we're using it, so that gets tricky. And the verb to be itself, I am being good. Okay, when your child tells you I am being good, that's okay. Okay. I am being 3 years old does not compute. It doesn't work. Okay, so this gets very tricky. Edwin, you want to try?
Yeah. I have a question, teacher.
Yes.
If if in the example she's loving this chocolate ice cream, if I put something like that, she's loving the she's loving tomorrow. I don't know. She's loving tomorrow the chocolate ice cream in the
She
Paris. I don't know.
she will be loving.
Yeah, she's.
Yeah,
But
you
if you put,
can't do it.
I am having a party next Saturday.
Uh-huh.
Loving loving a party next Saturday is correct.
Yeah, you can't do that. No, because the verb love is a non-continuous verb. It is supposed to, if you follow grammar rules, it is never, ever, 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 past, present, or future, supposed to have an ing form. Ever. Okay.
Okay.
The mixed verbs, these are verbs that can be sometimes and not on others. So the have, the verb to be, sometimes they can, sometimes they can't. Okay. So it gets very tricky, to tell you the truth. All right. Love, hate, like, a bunch of these verbs. Seem. He is seeming angry. Doesn't make sense, right? I would have to just say he seems angry. The verb seem, S-E-E-M, is definitely non-continuous. Edwin, you want to try to make a sentence?
All right. Well, we are having
We are having
a
fun.
good class.
Okay.
We are
Good
having a good
class.
class.
Now, there you go. We're talking about right now. In this case, you're using a mixed verb, and that is proper. That is okay. All right. We are having a good class. Okay. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, that is this longer action in progress right now. And there's nothing wrong with that. The class started earlier. It's going to end later. We're in the middle of it. Yes, indeed. We are having a lovely class. Okay. All right. Next, a word about adverb placement. Pardon me. Okay, adverbs like only, never, ever, still. As always, we're going to put them in front of the main verb. You have been just watching TV all day, even in using another verb tense. Okay. It's always going to be right in front of the verb. For these kinds of adverbs, you are still watching TV. Are you still watching TV? You're just watching TV. Okay. You're only watching TV. You only ever watch TV. That changes the meaning, but usually you want to put these here. This is the safe place to put them if you want them to act on the verb. Sometimes you can move them around in the sentence. To the beginning of the sentence or the end of the sentence. Be aware, just be careful. That's a lesson for another time, but be careful when you move adverbs around, you can change the meaning of the sentence. So you have to be careful. Okay. And last, Last of all, active and passive. Every active form of the verb in English has a passive form. So, of course, so does the present continuous. Can be active or passive. Okay, let's look at examples. Right now, Tom, subject, is writing. Tom is doing the action. The subject is doing the action to the object now. Tom is writing the letter. All right, very good. Now, to use the passive, right now, the letter becomes the subject and the action is happening to it. The letter is being written by Tom. Now, in the passive form, I don't really care who's doing the action. This sentence is also correct. I can get rid of the letter is being written. I can get rid of the by Tom phrase. It's not necessary. We use a passive when we don't care who's doing the action. It's not important who writes the letter. We just don't care. Possibly because it's completely obvious there's only one person who could be writing the letter, so it's unnecessary information.
Teacher,
Or it doesn't matter who does the action. Yes?
I understood that in passive, always we are going to write being. We are going to say being,
Being?
being.
Well, here's the thing. You still have the verb to be. Then you have being. Being is kind of in the
Being.
is now the being part is going to be in the present participle form, and then notice the difference here as well. Written is actually the past participle form. Okay. This sentence right now, the letter is being, well, it even says right now. Okay, so as I speak, the letter is being written by Tom. So, okay, so this is the form, the verb to be for specifically passive present continuous. Okay. Okay, so what happens is really the is in the verb to be is really the present continuous, and then it's going to be followed by past continuous. Okay, same, in any tense, actually, simple past, the letter was read, was written by Tom. Okay. Okay.
Was.
So, yeah, and here we're adding the verb to be. Okay, since this is present tense, the letter was being written by Tom would be past continuous tense. Still have being
Was being.
and written. Written. So you would very rare. Okay, this is fine. The letter is being written by Tom, or a past continuous passive. The letter was being written by Tom. It'd be very, very unusual and very strange to see a future continuous. The letter will be being written by Tom. Okay, that sounds very odd, so that it's almost useless in English. It would have to be a very, very specific kind of a case. Yeah, well, it's very odd. Okay.
Teacher,
you wanna...
if I say the letter was being written by Tom, it's not right now.
Nope, that is not right now. That is past continuous.
Past, okay.
Yes, not present continuous. Can you try to form a passive present continuous? Give it a try, Edwin. I'll help you out. Like,
Tom. Okay.
Like the second example.
And the second sample. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe the
What is happening right now?
The class, the English class is being listened. It's being listened by or to us.
Well, okay.
To us.
Whoops.
Or by
With,
is it
how can we
to us,
clean this?
right? By us. Maybe by not right.
Listen to.
To us. Listen to us.
Listen to
The English.
by us.
Maybe because we could say the English teacher.
The English. Okay.
The
Oh, you
English
said
teacher being
class
listened
or
to us.
yeah. Okay. You're right. It would be better with an actual subject. The English teacher is being listened to by us.
By
All right. Again, not entirely necessary to show who is doing the action, but it's very common. Very common to have a passive form followed by a prepositional phrase to show who's doing it, or where it's happening, or when it's happening. In the mornings, for example, when or where. Here at verbling. Okay, so I could equally get rid of this. Whoops. Okay, great. Probably need a.
the English teacher being listened. All right.
Yeah. For example.
Yeah.
Okay, Edwin. Any more questions at all
Mm,
about the present continuous tense?
no. No.
No. Okay. Well, there it is. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
All right, and hope to see you again. Have a good evening. Hey, I know that bird. That's a motmot.
Ah, you know this bird.
Yes, I do. I've
Oh.
seen this. I've seen this bird in Trinidad. I went to
Oh.
Trinidad and Tobago.
Oh. It's a national bird here of Nicaragua.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, cool. I just said that I've been looking at it the whole class. I just realized what it was. Yeah, I've seen that in real life in nature.
Oh.
Uh,
I
in,
I I see it in my. I would say in my back of my house.
oh, no kidding. Lucky you. Okay. Very cool. Very,
All
very
right.
nice. I like that. Okay,
Thank
Edwin.
you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Have a great evening. Bye for now.